What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Toshi today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 20th day of September, and here we are sitting at about 308548. Looking like you found a low, my friends. You're having a very positive reaction here. You're up about 4.9%. 8 hours, 17 minutes left. Where you found support right here at the low was right at your closing highs back here, right at these prior areas of resistance. It's perfect. It literally looks perfect. If we're looking at this from a relative low of this overall move, should we take the low? Maybe we should take a high to low. Let's do this. Let's just see. Right at the 786, perfect. I love it. It looks great. If we take the relative low here, relative low to high, right at the 0.5. It's not conventional to find support at the 0.5, but everything else makes sense. And if you find significance at the 0.5, which you don't normally do, you get significant results. And I think you're getting some significant results. I want to look at the short-term stuff. We want to validate that this is the low before we get too excited. But again, do remember that in the last video I made for Toshi, we were talking about the prices going down to 3072, 3068 even. It's very possible, but this was an absolutely acceptable target, right? We had a range, and I think this was the top of that range, right? So anything and everything in between here, it's better, it's more bullish to find support at the top of the range rather than the bottom of the range. So that's definitely nice to see. What we're doing right now makes me very amped up for the coming days and weeks for Toshi. I very much do believe that you're in the midst of this breakout move that's going to propel you higher as time goes on. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame. I don't know if I said it already or not, but hit the like button, subscribe. Look at this, guys. This is great. It's the weekend. This is on Coinbase. We've got a lot of volume on Coinbase. It's the weekend, and you're building volume. It's not a lot of volume. It's nothing compared to what it was here, but you see decayed in volume. Now you're building volume as you move up. That's nice to see. You guys, this is good stuff. Absolutely. I like to see it. Let's look at this from a relative high to low here real quick. Hold on. Should I take that low? Maybe not. Let's take that low. 236. Yeah, we could find some turbulence here. I would think we continue to move up. I don't want to see you stop here, but we could find turbulence here. There's nothing wrong with that because we're right around the 236. Yeah, the RSI would make me think that we go higher. The stochastics would make me think that we go higher as well. The MACD crossing above the 0 would make me think we go higher, but again, the MACD is not as important on the 1 hour. Though to be fair, you've been a little bit more dynamic here, so maybe it is telling us some truths, but all in all, it looks bullish, you guys. All in all, I like what we're seeing here, okay? 4 hour time frame. Zoom out a little bit. Nice, finding support in the same areas that you found support before on the stochastics, of course. I mean, getting oversold, getting overbought. That's just very typical of the stochastics. I don't like that you rejected the overboughts on here, but I mean, the price didn't seem to really care. You moved up anyways. The RSI does have higher lows. You look really good here as well. I think you're moving up, man. I think you are, right? MACD looks pretty good. Overall bullish. Yes, you're crossed down right now, but you're overall bullish. I think you look like you want more, man. Looks like you're going to continue going higher. The trick here is that you don't stop here. That you actually do see higher highs. That you get above 2012. Okay. You don't want to stop here because if you stop here, you'll promote bearish divergence on your RSI. That could just hold you up here longer. And if you hold up here longer, whatever. But I think I speak for anybody and everybody holding Toshi whenever I say that we want to let this thing fly. We want to rip. You broke out. Keep breaking. Don't consolidate. We've been consolidating. We don't need to consolidate more. Okay. Let loose the goose. Let the cat is out of the bag. Let him out. Okay. Cat doesn't go back in the bag. Daily time frame here. You're looking at the RSI. The RSI is definitely bullish. We're not getting oversold at all. We're getting overbought consistently. You've got higher highs and higher lows in the price. It looks good. It looks pretty good to me. Stochastics chilling at the 50. Neutral posturing, but overall bullish, I suppose. It's better than going to the oversold zone. Right? Typically, when you do stuff like this, you do continue to move higher. We look at the MACD, and the MACD is clearly crossing above the 0. We're building bullish momentum today. If the 1 hour and the 4 hour is not leading us astray, then I would say that what we're going to do is we're going to build bullish momentum here, and that should provide growth, or at least suggest that we're going to provide growth over the coming days consistently. So Toshi here at 30852, I wouldn't be surprised, man, at all if by the end of the day we were up at like 309. Maybe we close above that day. It'd be awesome if by the end of this week we closed up there. Looking at this week on that note, we've got a pretty big wick, so the higher up that we close, the more solid this body is, the better. But in all honesty, as long as we're closing above here, I think we're fine. And at this point in time, I'm very convinced that we will be closing up here. So that's pretty damn fantastic. Now that we've gone through all the stuff where volume was kind of important, let's look at the MEX-C chart and just get a general heading as to where we're going here. Okay. While it loads, we're getting the 3 dots of despair. There we go. Looking at the fib retracements from a high to a low. Golden ratio 236 back up. Undoubtedly, I would think that we go to about 20137, 20175, somewhere around here by the end of the month of September. If we're not here, it's only because we're higher. Okay, so it's the 20th now. We've got about 8 hours and 10 minutes left in this day. Okay. So we have what? Does that mean 10 days left, essentially, effectively? 10 days left in this month. I would think over the next 10 days, Toshi, as fun as this week's been, you're up 36%. I think in the next 10 days, Toshi will be up double that, maybe even triple that, right? You'll be up at like 106% to 60%, 65%, something like that. And maybe higher. It is possible. You could be breaking out to new all-time highs. We know that this thing has legs. We know it can definitely move up faster. There's some developments going on, and I have an assumption that with the partnership of Coinbase One, I'm assuming that there's some interest from Brian Armstrong and the boys at Coinbase. There's probably some more than meets the eye with this project, and I think that there's going to be some bullish news at the top, right? They say show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. I don't know what the news is now, but I'm forecasting bullish prices. That means that we're also forecasting bullish news. There's going to be some kind of big development that takes place here that propels Toshi dramatically higher. Remember, this thing's market cap is only $358 million. So in the same kind of aspect there with like Shiba Inu, last cycle Shiba saw a $50 billion market cap, even a little bit more than that at its high. From the same kind of price action that we have now to that same target, that would put Toshi at over a 100x, right? I very much believe, especially with the volume that we're seeing, even on the weekend, man, crazy. $50 million over the weekend, 358 million overall. That's decent volume on a move up. Gotta expect something big's coming, okay? And I very much think if we look at this here from a high to a low, we throw our fibs on there, high to low, we're gonna go somewhere around 0045 to 1 cent itself by the end of October. That's the expectation, maybe early November, but something like that would give us a 5x to a 12x move. Crazy, crazy growth. I think back to all the people, and I really am grateful that there are a lot of people who watch this channel who bought in back here. Shout out to Ethan Galstad too. I'm pretty sure, I keep forgetting, I don't know if I actually have confirmation on this, but I swear I remember Ethan saying that he bought some Toshi. I hope you're still holding, Ethan, because I know that whenever Ethan gives his approval on something, that his constituents will also follow suit, right? Like that's, and anybody, it makes me happy just thinking about all the people who bought in at a good time here, who bought in throughout this accumulative range here. Even if you bought the highs, it's never fun buying the highs, guys. Trust me, I know. I bought this relative high and then it went down. But as time goes on, man, it's not going to matter, right? You could have bought the all-time high. You could have bought the all-time high, and if you just are patient enough, you're going to be in the green, okay? And really, if you're patient enough, you have time to allocate at lower prices, so you bring your dollar cost average down. But shout out to everybody who bought. Shout out to everybody who's held. A little bit more patience, you guys, and this thing's going to pay off handsomely. I don't think that this is where it's going by the end of the cycle. I think this is where it's going by the end of October. We're only going to go higher, and I would very much assume that, I mean, at a minimum, by the end of the cycle, you're going to be worth 2 cents. At a maximum, I think 12 cents is very doable. Could you go higher than that? Sure. I think you could. Maybe. Let's see. I think that's pushing the limits. 23 cents is pushing the limits, but maybe. But I would think more so by the end of the cycle to expect something that's above 5 cents and below 12 cents would be very appropriate. I really do think, and maybe even 10 cents, psychological resistance right there. That could be it. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.